And these silly gooses are balancing dice on their heads. Jen's getting his demonetized right off the bat. Murray's doing well.
What's the Mr. Beast challenge? What's the prize?
Jazz is doing well.
Last one to keep a D20 on their head.
Last one does the plugs.
Yes.
All right. So welcome to like episode 12 of Call to Quest. It's Murray. Murray does the plugs. What are we plugging today, Murray?
No one can hear me probably because I'm not pointing at the microphone.
Hold it in front of his eyes while it's looking at. There you go. What is it? What's our
Pass.
lucky...
Welcome. Come here. Watch us buy our merch. We have all sorts of stuff you can buy to
Watch
support.
us buy our merch. This is the shopping stream where you can watch us buy our own merch.
Exactly. D20 on the brain, literally. Yes, we have a website where you can buy all sorts of merch, from STL files that we produce here to all sorts of cool t-shirts, jumpers, just like Jen is flexing there. I actually thought you were doing that. You liked it.
We actually haven't mentioned in the roleplay thing our upcoming Kickstarter.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we have Space Bears coming up, so check that out on Kickstarter.
If you like space and bears and men in powered armor,
then you'll love our podcast.
love our upcoming podcast, Starfield. 4 bears in Starfield.
Starfield
The bears in power armor.
Untethered.
Al is sick tonight, and Al just said, "Hey, psst, the Meg name tag is still on the
Sick of
screen."
us.
That's because we don't have a frame that doesn't have it on the screen.
No,
so-
it's because we...
You're here in spirit.
You're here in spirit. That's
Okay,
it. There you
that's
go.
a good answer.
Yep.
Well, sorry for all that nonsense start, but I rolled a crit. We roll a dice before the start of each episode to determine something. We're not really sure what. And I crit.
Know in the comments. How do we open up these videos?
So I said everyone had to balance a dice on their head while we started. So podcast listeners, there was a gorgeously funny moment where everyone was balancing a dice on their head except me. And
Very whimsical.
it was really good. You should have seen it.
Proving our outlandish improv talent.
That's it. And more of that outlandish improv talent this weekend at PAX. So we're doing a panel.
Oh my gosh, what time, Dave?
I know, right?
It'll only be relevant to people who can come.
Yeah, you got 3 days to be at PAX to see us roleplay live.
Quick, the tickets for the day we're doing a panel are sold out.
Yeah.
Don't miss out.
And breaking it. Tonight we're playing Call to Quest, which is our adventure with a bunch of kids in the 80s enjoying a D&D-like game called Gateway, which is also a game that we're developing. More info in the description and all that. But, you know, we're going to dive into our episode with a little recap. Jen is looking mighty chatty today, so she's going to tell us what happened in the last couple of episodes.
Wow. So we played a game. No, so the crew went to go find Dylan because he had sort of mysteriously disappeared. So we went to the mall to find out what was going on.
And I was feeling lost.
Yeah.
I'm getting lost.
I'm getting lost. So we went to the mall, we found Dylan and confronted him. And we all decided that we would share with him our love of roleplay. And we
Succeeded in making things.
Yep. And then he also told us that our next venture would be with a new friend called Vanessa.
Yes. In our pursuit to remove Dylan from said girl, we convinced Dylan to get said girl to play with us.
Which is a little tense for Cody because she said mean things about his
Yeah, she
family.
wasn't
So,
very nice.
you know,
She was
I can't even remember what she said.
it was like
They're like dirty
dirt
rat
farmers or
dirt
something.
farmers, yeah.
It's like, oh, you one
Wow,
of those
just
dirt
salt and
farmers.
whole
worry.
family.
Just salt
One
and
of
worry.
The Miller dirt farmers.
Dirty Miller
Very,
farmers.
yeah. Gross.
Which is, you know, none of us are farmers.
Yeah.
We're just dirty.
She just looked at you and said, "You don't have a soul."
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. And that was even before it was a meme, so she's ahead of her time. Just
There you go. I'm glad you caught on. You picked up what I was putting down. So tonight we will pick up in the household of Callum. Callum, who we're going to pick up with. Callum's house. And Melvin is over. And Cody is over. Everyone is over.
It's the next day.
It's a couple of days later. It's the day. It's the day.
The day of the thing.
Day. Guys, it's the day.
It's finally
Dylan has gathered everyone for a briefing. It's around lunchtime earlier in the day. So he sort of gets you all together and says, "All right, so you're aware of the plan, guys? So, You know where we're going. Have I told you where we're going?
No.
Alluded multiple times in a very vague ways.
Highly mysterious.
We're gonna play tonight, and I don't know. This might be like good for you or bad for you, but this is gonna be our last session.
What? As like for the summer
Or like for the story arc?
Well, look, here's the thing. You guys are going into high school, and I mean, look at Cody. You're gonna have a bunch of distractions soon, and you might not have time for this sort of thing. But regardless, that's not the point. I'm happy to keep playing with you guys, but I designed Zoso like to get Callum into the game. It was meant to be like a fun, lighthearted, sort of short little adventure, and you're almost at the city. You're only one watchtower away, and then you're there. And I mean, I figured, why not? It's vacation's almost over. Let's have a massive session, even if it's an all-nighter. And we'll get to a big conclusion. And then if you guys still want to play after a couple of weeks of high school, we can like set up another campaign or something.
If this is truly to be our last time, we must prepare adequately. Snacks. Many snacks.
Oh. I mean, I'm all for that, but I honestly thought you were going to suggest spending XP.
Probably not a bad idea.
Wait. Yes. I completely neglected to realize.
I'm sorry, I reawakened Cody.
Well, let's do it then, shall we? The greatest, the tastiest treat of all. Delicious experience.
You may spend XP if you'd like to.
Let's do it.
Why not?
Nothing more high intensity than a live play where people be, let's spend experience.
Give us how many we
Do
got.
Critical Role do level ups?
I think they probably must recap. They would
Chat, tell us if Critical Role do level ups. Here's the question. How much XP have you earned? You should have marked it on your sheet.
7? What's everyone else at?
How much do we get per session?
That's a great question. However much I gave you.
Just didn't.
We've neglected this part.
You get one
I'm way
EXP
out.
per play session, but our play sessions are like half as long as a play session. So, but it's an adventurous hero campaign. So I'm happy to just give you a total of, you have earned 11 EXP up to now.
11 additional.
No, in total. So I don't know what you've spent.
I've only got 10. I get 1 XP?
Well, then
We started.
you've
with
been. What?
we started with like
10.
yeah.
No, you have earned a total
There
of
we go.
11 EXP on top of whatever
Okay.
you started
Okay,
with.
all right. Okay, cool. I can dig it. All right, well, we could probably chip away at that.
Yeah, chip away at it over the course.
Yeah.
All right. So Dylan says, so for the end of our your big first campaign, we cooked up something special. Vanessa thought it'd be cool if, we proved how manly we were, and you guys know Hollow House.
Hollow House.
Wait, that abandoned place?
Yeah, the murder house.
The one that kids like to do the sort of tests of bravery outside of.
I don't think anyone's ever gotten in. It's boarded up, and the town's had it closed down for decades.
Yeah, that's why I say emphasis on outside.
I heard that it was owned by this dad who was a scientist who was studying death, and it took him to the extreme, and he wanted to test things in person and killed his family.
Well, that's grim. So we're going to play on the front door?
No, we're gonna play inside.
Inside the haunted house.
I don't know.
Where'd you get a
Melvin.
key?
And he hefts up a bag onto the table, and there's a little pinch bar, like a metal pry bar in there that he lifts out of the bag. And he's like, I'm pretty sure they call this a skeleton key.
I see. We're doing this in the spirit of the game, huh?
Well, I don't know. that little tactic of tying the shoelaces in the mall the other day was invigorating. Pockets in real life. This could be cool. Real life mission to earn our adventure.
Please, Cody, I'm still struggling to get the stains out. Don't remind me.
Callum?
So when are we heading off?
Well, we'll all have to sneak out. Because,
Callum's all for it. Jeez.
Yeah, I'm... Actually, you know what, Callum? What the hell? I'm kind of surprised. I thought you'd be more cagey about it. I mean...
The house or the fact that it's the last session?
Or a felony.
Both?
I don't know. I think I appreciate that you're making the last session kind of cool.
Hell yeah. Well, you can thank Vanessa for this. It was her idea.
Nope, not gonna do that though.
Dude.
Close.
Okay, so... breaking into a haunted house. No one's ever done it before. We gonna be the coolest kids in town or what?
I mean,
Hey, I can make
Yes.
sure the rumor spreads around your first year of junior high. That kind of reputation will carry you.
Perhaps a rumor that requires proof. If we return with a souvenir after our venture out.
Oh, do I have the souvenir for you? That's a good idea, Cody. Well, do you guys know the story? Oh, look, I'll tell you more as the night goes on if you don't know the true story, but regardless, there was a seance, and supposedly the Ouija board that she used to contact her dead husband, it's still on the kitchen table today.
oh man.
No way.
Yeah. So,
Brutal.
if we can get the Ouija board with the blood, no way anyone can say we didn't do it.
All right.
Well, that would be conclusive, I suppose.
What? What happened over vacation? You guys are so confident. I like this.
Well, I'm going to bring a spare pair of pants, but
To be honest, Callum, like a year ago, you literally would have pissed your pants if I even mentioned Hollow House. So, like now, what's happened, man? Backbone is strong.
We haven't played in so long. We want to play. This seems like the smallest hurdle so far.
I mean, look, maybe doing this is kind of, made it easier in a way. Like being able to role play and do this really cool thing where you can just be this person that you wouldn't usually be in real life. Like, I don't know, makes you feel kind of powerful.
We're getting our own character arcs.
Oh, have any of you ever been dragged in by the cops?
No.
cannot say that I have.
Oh,
No.
Cool. You guys are chill then. Like, don't even stress.
Okay.
Why would we have to?
Why would we?
Because we're breaking
stressed.
into property.
But I mean, it's a band. And
Oh, yeah, no one cares. But even if they did care, like, you guys are all, what, like 13, 14? So they
First
will,
timers, slap
You don't
on the
remember
wrist.
how old I am,
literally, they
brother?
will, literally, the worst they'll do is drop you at your parents' house and say, tut, tut, tut. It's fine. I've had it.
Okay, so
Twice.
if you get one free pass, you might as well make it a good one.
You get a few more than one, I can tell you what.
Well, at least we have an intrepid leader.
Yeah. Also, Callum, it helps that Dad, like, is friends with the sheriff.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. They're very corrupt. Anyway, so you guys, the one thing that's going to be tough is we don't have an excuse tonight. So, you're going to have to sneak out on your parents after dark, after bedtime. I'm thinking 10 o'clock, we meet up out the front.
Oh, gosh. Okay. Let's do it.
I got to go talk to Vanessa and get things set up, but I'm going to leave you all. If you got to collect anything or plan anything you think you might need for tonight, make sure you bring it. And I'm not sure there's a working toilet there, so like
No.
maybe if you got number 2, drop it before we go.
All right. Well, it shouldn't be too hard for me to get out this time. Alice is back visiting, my oldest sister, so everyone's pretty focused on her. So I should be able to just sneak out. Shouldn't be too bad.
Oh my gosh, dude. The sounds I've heard your parents make, they're focused on other
Oh,
things.
gross.
Please, that's worse than the mustard.
I mean, your mom is hot. That's kind of...
What?
So nothing. Cody, I'll see you guys tonight.
She is hot. You didn't notice that? Melvin's mom is super hot.
That's really weird, dude.
Hey,
I have not been equipped in all my years of theater for this situation.
Dylan's like standing up, grabbing his stuff. He's about to walk out of the house, but as he like turns over his shoulder, he's like, "Look, Cody gets a lot of stuff wrong, but he's not wrong about older women. They're definitely hot." And then he walks out.
Do you think this happens to all
Kindred
guys
spirits
as
in the
they
most
grow up?
unlikely ways.
So, do you have anything you want to plan or organize or gather beforehand?
I would like to be very prepared for this situation. So I would like to pack a backpack full of things that I think like survival wise. So like when we went camping, kind of mindset. So like a torch, maybe like a walkie-talkie, just stuff like that, blanket, something like that, just so that like if something goes wrong, I'm prepared for that situation. Yeah.
So torch, blankie, backpack.
Maybe some snack, like just like biscuits.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything?
Can I think of anything that that comes to mind?
I was going to say, is there anything that you might get noticed for taking?
Gym magazine.
I'm gonna get you to roll to
Okay.
collect these things around the house
Yeah.
and not get noticed.
Sure. What would? Can I use my? Coordination? That doesn't make much sense.
How are you going to use your coordination to do that?
I'm just trying to think of what I'm even looking for. I don't want to use investigation.
I don't
use
want to,
my-
but it's right there.
I use my coordination to go through the house and effectively coordinate myself and the objects that I require.
It's not what it's
How that works.
I actually don't know what to roll.
You are very well balanced. you are aware of where your fingers and your toes are, and you touch your nose and do the sobriety test very effectively.
I'm going to use my intuition.
Okay.
To what I think I need.
Cool.
Yeah.
Roll intuition and finesse.
Oh, this is the wrong character. Oops.
Oh my gosh. Oh, that's the best idea in YouTube chat. You go to the old house, discover an old game, get sucked into it, and that's the next campaign, like Jumanji.
No, fail.
Fail.
No success.
How do you know? No successes.
Oh my god, that is a really good.
Yeah. Okay. You get your blanket, you get your backpack, you manage to get it all together. There's a few
Right.
crashes and knocks. Your dad notices. And when you get to grab the torch, he grabs it off you and puts it on the highest shelf that you can't reach. And he's like,
Dad, what the hell?
Callum. You can only see, his head's cut off above the screen. So it's sort of like,
Is it Snoopy or yeah?
it's like you just get that view. And he's like, Callum, what if there's an earthquake? We need that. Don't play with it. It's not a toy.
I'm sure we have more than. Yes, sir.
That's right. Good boy. Back to your room. And he strides off in the usual fashion.
Callum goes back to his room.
And you don't have a torch. Everyone else. You two getting anything? Did you go home? Are you just hanging? Okay.
Yeah.
I'll go. So Cody went home, and
Flashlight, of course. Flashlight.
Oh,
yeah.
sorry.
immediately starts plotting like on the walk home, and he's got what he thinks is a pretty good plan. Because you see, while his family all went away for the summer, they didn't get their haircuts or anything, and it is a what do you call it? Miller family tradition that we all just get our haircuts done on the same day. Just get it all knocked out. Like by our older sister. So everyone's getting their haircuts. I already got mine earlier that day. But the ruse is in order to earn pocket money, Cody volunteers to sweep up all the hair and stuff, which he tucks aside for later. Meanwhile,
Sorry, he has a creepy family hair bag.
He
Okay.
does. He's got a family hair bag. Then he spends a few hours in his room taping over a
Oh my God, are you making a straw boy? You're making a straw boy out of human hair?
Yes,
That's so gross, I'll allow it.
it's very coding.
Okay, can you make an engineering check?
Okay.
Sorry, if you have more to say. Sorry, I got so excited I interrupted
No,
you.
that makes that works. Oh, well, I'll just give you the plan.
Yeah.
So with a tape that, and you know, we don't really have fresh new tapes ready to record.
It's pretty peeled off.
Yeah. You like
With some fluff and dirt
puts
on the
the
bottom.
sticky tape over the thing so he can record on the cassette. And what he does is he reads his comics just mumbling to himself, like, but close to that cassette player mic, like, and then the Flash did the blah blah blah. Oh wow, what a cool thing! I can't believe it. Surely not. But anyway, so he does this for like 2 hours on both
Maximum
sides
length
of the tape.
yeah.
But, right. And
I
then-
love that. That's pointless. Who's going to change the tape for him?
Now he wants a couple of flashlights if he can. That's touch and go. It's you know, but the plan is if he can get two, he'll use the crapper one in the bed, do the covers thing, and just make that little weird head doll thing. Like use the pillows, blah blah blah. Have the hair poking out enough that it's believable that it's a Miller hair poking out. And play the tape really quietly with the flashlight on, so it looks like he's staying up late, quietly reading his comic.
What was the straw boy from?
Give me a moment.
What would you like
Give
to
me-
roll for that? Yeah, I'll get back to you.
me.
We literally recently watched a show where they made fun of someone making a straw boy, and it was exactly that. It was like
Yeah.
the person in the bed.
It's got to be engineering.
Engineering, physical construction. I'm going to say your finesse as well.
Finesse.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Engineering finesse. How well do you put it together?
Yeah. Okay.
How well do you put everything in the right places? Do you lean things in the right spots?
Challenge level.
2 for the straw boy.
No, nothing.
Okay.
It's the worst.
R.I.P. Straw Boy.
Such a good plan.
So you think
Oh no.
you've set it up perfectly.
I'm like, my plot is coming together. Oh,
In the classic
boy.
way that like a 12-year-old or a 13-year-old would think that their plan is like bulletproof.
Yeah.
It's all laid out perfectly, but you left the window open, so as soon as you close the door, a breeze just blows everything off.
Well, right before you get up, you're like doing the final thing and you like push off the bed and you know you're not going, that's all in place. You push off the bed. You don't notice it, but like your finger, the end of your hand catches on one of the buttons on the cassette and just depresses it in the like reverse button. So when you press play to leave and run out the door, it's just gonna
I guess that'll be a destiny roll to see what that turns into later.
yeah.
maybe.
If your parents even bother to check on you.
Yeah, it's that.
So, very good. And with a roll like that, I'm going to say you got one flashlight and you've used it for your ruse.
Oh. Okay.
You got no
has to work,
successes.
yeah.
Yeah. And you knew it wasn't looking great, so you're like, yeah, this has to happen.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Murray. Melvin.
All right, so my first port of call will be going down to the hoarder, the pantry, and getting a bag of marshmallows and biscuits, and
Smalls Redemption.
yep, redemption arc, and heading back up to my room. If anyone notices me, I simply state to them, I'm taking no questions at this time. And I will just make my way back up the landing towards my room.
I'm gonna, because even though this isn't currently in Gateway, we're still using it because we love Destiny rolls so
Yeah.
much. 20.
Oh,
Way.
You walk past your parents, both of them, arm over shoulder, having a little cutesy moment at the top of the stairs as you walk to your room.
I defend my vision using the marshmallows.
And when you say, I'm taking no questions at no time and walk into your room, so it was a crit, your mum just says, do you need anything else, darling?
I'm sort of taken aback by this and sort of go, Maybe?
Anything.
I mean, hot and supportive.
Gotta give it to her.
Real catch.
Maybe I'll go back and look. Thanks, Mom.
Okay, do you go and get anything else?
Sure, but like, Melvin actually has no idea, so now he's just actually looking around like, I know, is there like a soda or something?
Yeah, there's sodas.
Let's take a big bottle
There's
of
like
soda
a
or
bottle
something.
of wine. There's all kinds of stuff you could take.
A memory enters your mind of Cody saying, "Cool Ranch Doritos, Eatos."
You know what? I'll pay that.
Okay, so you take the packet of Doritos, and some soda,
yeah,
and
and
just
soda.
massive armfuls of stuff.
Yeah, I've got everything.
All right, sweetie, we'll leave you alone now. We'll leave you alone now.
Thanks,
And then she
Mom.
waves at you, smiling.
And you.
Bye. And then as you shut your door, you hear your father's voice. Oh, it's such a wonderful time. I remember hormones firing all over the place, weird food cravings, and then you hear the sound of kissing outside. It's like, what a sweet boy we have. You know, he's just the best. And then the voices trail off like, when are we going to have the talk? Again, we've already had it twice. And I just keep going.
So like, ugh.
I'm picturing your parents are kind of like a less gross version of Nick's parents from Big Mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but just slightly toned down version of that if you've ever seen Big Mouth.
So after not suppressing a shudder, I'm going to cram all this into a bag and grab an old flashlight, an old yellow flashlight, which I have had from when I did a Dracula play very early in my school years. Mm-hmm. It's yellow because it's like branded with like The Flash.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
And so I'm going to stick that in my bag, and once there is sadly adequate noise to cover my exit, I am going to sneak out of the house.
Okay. Much later at night. There's dinner and everything. Yeah. Okay. So we happy to advance to nighttime?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. It is sneaking time. The time is 9:45. It's bedtime for all of you. You all, just a quick one. I don't want to delve into it, but just for characterization, what does bedtime look like in your household? Remembering it's the 80s, so it was probably a bit earlier than today in most households for a 13-year-old who probably doesn't have a bedtime. What's that feel like in your households?
In the Miller household, there's a lot of kids, a lot of noise, and parents who are sort of like always a bit stretched too thin. Mm-hmm. So it's sort of like 7:30, everyone's in their bedroom at the very least, and then by 8:30, it's like banging on the walls, just like, no, you should, blah, 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 blah. So the idea is like Cody knows enough like that he was going to be in there to sort of like for the 7:30 something check-in that is under the covers, and it was him.
Yeah, cool.
And then he sort of created his plan.
Okay, awesome.
But he's confident there's enough distractions elsewhere in the house that if he kept to himself...
Is there like age cutoffs, or is everyone treated the same?
I think like the youngest ones are really rowdy and just sort of stay up, yeah.
Oh, the youngest ones stay up, or are they a hassle to get into bed?
Pretty much, yeah.
And
They
the old
wrestle and wriggle.
Cody's
and
one of
they
the
have to
younger
share-
ones, isn't he?
Yeah.
So what about the older teens? Do they get to stay up a bit more? Are they helping, or are they just
think so.
absent, like maybe part-time jobs or whatever?
Yeah, I wouldn't say they're old enough to be like, they're not like adult. I think the oldest would be like 16, 17. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think, I don't know. I think the Millers are just generally a bit awkward. Mm-hmm. I think we just are on the bottom end of the pecking order. So they don't go socialize or like go hang out much.
I don't know why, but I picture Cody's dad as just Chucky's dad.
Yeah,
from
pretty
Ruckish. But fat.
Yeah.
And on a couch.
Yeah.
Okay. Callum, what's his bedtime situation
So I feel like we're like bedroom at 7, and then the parents do the rounds at 7:30 to like, they just make sure that you're home. Or at this point, I probably wouldn't even care if you were home or not. But then for me, it's like 7:30, knock on the door, like
Okay.
say goodnight sort of thing. So I would know that that's routine and that's like on the dot.
That's
7:30.
very early for both of you, but that's okay.
Yep. I'd go to bed.
Yeah, but your dad's like militant.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. So it's 7:30 on the dot.
Well, in contrast, Melvin's household is quite relaxed and loving. I'm very much picturing sort of like the Weasleys. It's that sort of very homey and accepting. There's not really any set bedtime. In fact, the kids can stay up. That's fine. Mum and Dad will put the youngest to bed, but once they're done with that, they will come back to the living room and quite intentionally start, affectionately saying sweet little nothings and, having a little kissy kiss in front of everyone, which immediately everyone goes,
Mouth.
right,
Yep.
Yeah.
time to bed.
So we got
Unintentionally
the chaos
enforcing the
household,
best bedtime ever.
chaos, militant, lovey-dovey. Nice.
Yeah, I love that Melvin's household is like the perfect household. like they're just so in
why we go
love.
over
They
there
love
all
their
the time.
children. Although it's not perfect because sometimes they accidentally neglect their children because they're busy like going on dates with each other and stuff. All right, so
Supportively neglecting.
now we're going to go back round in the same order and we're going to resolve how you get out of your houses. Cody,
Oh boy, what am I rolling?
that's how you're getting out.
Okay.
You've got your little ruse.
Okay.
That you've got to leave
That was
the
my
house.
engineering. That was my engineering.
That's to stop not to be discovered later.
okay.
But how are you physically leaving the building?
It's gonna have to be just stealth, straight up stealth.
Okay, you can roll stealth with your intelligence is what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Weaving through, knowing when.
Yep. Okay.
All right. Hidden challenge level, I rolled.
Okay. I got 1.
Okay. Cody, your door creaks open. You duck out. Your youngest sibling runs around the corner, completely naked, swinging something above their head.
Gosh, Mikey, go to bed.
And they just go up the corridor. You duck your head back into the room. Your mum stomps up the corridor like, Mikey! And like stomping up after. The dad follows. He's like, I'll help you, honey. And you're like, opportunity. They
Yep.
both just pass the corridor. Duck out. Keep going.
Okay.
You hear the sounds of shrieking, clothes being thrown, tantrum being thrown.
Do you sleep alone? Like you in
Yeah.
your own room? Okay.
Yeah. I think like it's a household where everyone shares a room, but no one could bear to share the room with Cody.
Fair.
I think it's
So everyone was like, he can have his own room.
Fair.
Yeah.
So, you sneak out. You get to the front. Challenge level was 0
Okay.
because of all the distractions. And you get to the front door. You literally can just go out the front door because your parents are distracted. And you almost like thank your younger sibling for making this is an abnormally extreme disturbance.
Yeah.
Much to your joy, because it's the end of vacation. It was actually a very unusual pizza night, and they had pizza and like red lemonade and stuff. And
Yeah.
the younger ones are going ballistic.
Yeah.
Okay, so you get out to the street.
What's the house's name again?
Hollow House,
Hollow House.
is what it's called to the locals.
Hollow House, here we come.
Callum.
Yes. So I would like to use my engineering to one, do the pillow
Rube
trick.
Goldberg machine, please. The pillow trick? What's
Yep,
the pillow trick?
Stuff pillows in the because mum and dad said goodnight. I wait like a couple 10, 20, probably 20 minutes just to be safe, and I know they've closed their door and they watch TV or whatever. So I do the pillows under the bed sheet thing. That's pretty normal.
Similar to the straw boy, but without human hair.
Yes. Yes, and probably a lot more obvious.
A less
too.
creepy version.
And then I like to imagine we live in a 2-story house that's pretty like
You've stated you live in a
nice.
2-story house before. I believe Melvin and Callum live in 2-story houses.
Yep.
2-story houses are quite common in
Yes.
America.
Yeah, and I think our parents would be be middle class-ish maybe.
Well, it's the 80s, so pretty much everyone is
Yeah.
middle class by today's standards.
Cool. So I would like to jury rig with a bunch of blankets, basically a Rapunzel rope down the side of
Okay.
with using engineering.
Engineering strength.
Great. Can't wait.
Well, you chose to climb down a rope climb, one of the hardest things to do at gym. You know what? You're going down. I'm going to say reflexes instead of strength because you just got to. Strength would be going up. Reflexes going down because you can just sort of slide down it.
Yeah, it's
But engineering to see if it stays together.
Is it not paragliding? Parasailing?
Certainly not paragliding. Ooh. 4 successes.
Nice.
Not only do you do an excellent job at making this is what you get with 4 successes with your engineering. Not only do you put your pillows in the bed sheet, you tie off the pillow sheets, you dangle them down, you climb down, but you also remember from your scouting days, the knot that when you like shake it, it undoes.
Yes.
So all the pillows fall down to the ground and you can like push them behind the doghouse or something. And then you're out free. And you scurry off. Melvin.
All right, so going on the assumption that no one is going to bother to check on him, because if Melvin isn't talking to himself or if singing or reciting to himself, basically if no one can hear him, he's probably asleep. And the fact that there's sort of an unwritten rule that the parents don't check on our rooms if we don't check on them. And
Very
plus
irresponsible rule,
the girls are a bit more chatty and make more issue. Therefore, Melvin is kind of just sort of left alone as a fairly obedient child. I'm just going to sneak out and use... I'm going to use agility on the back door because it has a slight squeak once it gets to a certain angle.
Okay.
And you sort of got that sort of, just need to make...
You know what that angle is. That's wisdom. Cool. Wisdom to know when the squeak occurs.
All right.
I like that. Finesse wisdom, the squeaky door.
Yeah. Hey, Gateway, you can literally make a check for anything that feels right.
Yeah, that's great.
And the difficulty was...
Challenge level 1. You know the door well. 2 successes. As Melvin sneaks out of the back door, he has to do that little 3-step dash across, like the open kitchen to living room gap that exists, and you sort of catch a glint at the rather large for its time box tube television, 88. It's brand new, but it's just a huge box, like 4 people to drop it in the house.
At least there's probably one of those random shelf walls you can hide behind. There's like walls of shelf in the middle of every...
Yeah, there's plates on it.
Yeah.
So this giant TV, your parents are just watching some romantic movie, snuggling on the couch with their backs to you. The couch's back is to the kitchen, and you slip out seemingly undetected. Nary a squeak to be heard from the door. And all of you are free in the streets. So, you are Sunset Springs awaits you, and you head to Hollow House. It takes you all varying amounts of time to get there. But as you walk, stride, journey through the... what am I looking for that? Through the streets, you slowly converge on this house. It's not a house on a hill. It's not so much like a big farmhouse, but it's sort of in a district that never got developed, particularly part of town that the development of town just went the other direction. But it's quite a nice old house. Like it must be 100 years old. That big wooden 2-story, like American Horror Story looking house, but it is suburban. It's not, there's a chain link fence around it, like it's with signs on it saying dangerous property, derelict building, that sort of thing. And as you walk up the fairly quiet street and you all converge, you see Dylan standing at the entrance and Vanessa standing there as well.
Yeah,
Should we all roll to see?
Yeah, so we arrived together.
You all roughly arrive at the same time for the sake of argument.
Oh, sick. Everyone got out. That's great.
We made it.
Yes.
I'm afraid I couldn't really bring anything, torch or snacks. Took everything I had to escape the tenacious grasp of the Miller household.
That's a shame. Did you have a haircut or something?
Yeah, I had one earlier. It's haircut day.
Okay. That's the concept.
Duh, it's haircut day,
Sweeping all
Dave.
your family's hair into a bag, putting it in your bed.
And the fact that it all looks identical doesn't matter. Like the
Slightly, it's like
3-year-old
flock.
and the
There's a
17-year-old.
slightly different, mild one-tonal
Yeah.
difference of red hair in this bag.
Yeah. Wow.
Well,
It's smaller in person.
Hey, I got some bad news, guys. Meg didn't want to come.
What?
Yeah, like she kind of got cagey around the idea of like breaking and entering and doing something with her school record or
Yeah.
that sort of makes sense.
It's fair.
Yeah, I can imagine that.
a square. Vanessa sort of says off to the side quietly.
Oh.
That's all right. You guys must be like pretty cool. You came. And then she looks down and like half rolls her eyes and blows a pop of bubble gum and looks at Cody. I'm sorry. I said your family was stinky or something.
Apology accepted. And he holds out his hand in a grandiose sort of manner.
She gives you that like really awful I'm too good to handshake you like limp hand. But it's like the like you have to it's like kiss my hand but not that one and it's like cool what do I do with that, but she gives you that like half awkward shake like my nails just got done,
Yeah.
but she does shake your hand.
And as I pull my hand away, it was a firm, it was a confident handshake to sort of like, I'm being the better man here. I'm going to build a bridge. But as I pull my hand away, I realize I still have like orange hair on my hand. So she probably does too now.
Miraculously, unless you want her to.
No,
I got a
don't point
20 on a
anything
destiny
out.
roll. Your slightly sticky pizza hands have like sort of have it all stuck to you just slightly so
Okay.
none comes off. She so daintily shook your hand.
Okay.
So like, how are we getting in there? No one's ever been in Hollow House.
Don't be ridiculous.
Well-
it's a house. It was built for a family. Someone lived in there, eventually dilapidated or mortgage couldn't be paid. Be logical. It was the seance or the murder that drove them out.
And now, supposedly, only ghosts live there.
Oh my gosh. I'm going to pee myself tonight. I just know it.
Oh,
Like metaphorically,
Yeah.
metaphysically, maybe.
I hope not. So yeah, the ghost stories are like kind of, you're all just standing at the front of this property. Have you guys heard them all?
All the stories.
Yeah, so like, I mean, do you know the story? Do you want to know? Like, we can just break into this joint. I don't know. I didn't even tell you the rumors.
No, wait. Let's build up the tension first. That sounds fun.
Tell us the first one when we're in there. Then it'll be really atmospheric.
All right, let's do it.
Okay. I'm okay with that. Let's do that.
So, who brought like wire cutters or something?
wait, what?
I mean, there's a chain link fence here.
I just assumed that you would have that.
You had your
stuff.
bag of jangly.
I mean, I had a pinch bar. That's for the door.
Cody's going to start looking around at the fencing and mumbling to himself, if there's anything I know, it's the engineering of wires. So he's licking his teeth.
Okay.
So
You gotta find a weak spot.
using engineering, I'm going to be looking for...
Engineering intelligence.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, I think my dad had a chainsaw. So, yeah, this feels like something that probably should have been organized or delegated.
Okay, challenge level.
Challenge level 3. 2 successes. There's a roll of eyes. You want to say something, Jen?
Is there a padlock?
Yeah.
Can I have a look at it?
It's like a fairly standard looking padlock on a chain.
Could I roll engineering to see if there's a way I think I could, like, if it's crappy enough that it could be broken off somehow, or
With a lot of force, you can tell just that you could. It's a little bit rusty and old.
hey, bro, I mean, you give this a good, one of the old, yep.
There's a sigh and a pop of bubble gum, and then the sound of like a heavy backpack hitting the ground. And you all sort of turn to see Vanessa, and she unzips her school bag,
Oh, she's going for the snacks already.
and she pulls out with absolute casual ease a pair of bolt cutters.
Oh, never mind.
Oh,
And just like swings them over her shoulder, walks over to the fence, lowers them, just snaps it off like she's done it before, and like flicks the lock off, and then like tosses it back in her bag. And you hear the rattle of spray cans in her bag as well. She throws it back over her shoulder.
I sort of like mumble to Dylan, but not to Dylan because he's still not confident enough to actually like be on the same level. But it's like he just finds himself saying like, "Gee, I thought you would have been the bad influence in this equation."
Oh no, Vanessa's totally cool, man.
She's packing.
That was okay. It was a little bit cool.
She blows another bubble, leans back, and then just says, "Ladies first." Like, but gesturing to you three boys. Because, it's the 80s, so being sexist, even women would say that to men to belittle them.
Callum rolls his eyes and goes first.
Okay.
My sisters say that all the time. Whatever.
You all enter the yard, walk up to this creaky, dilapidated brown wood building. The windows are boarded. You can see faint areas where rocks have been thrown through glass windows in like the gaps between some of the planks. There's planks over the front door, and the porch leads around to the back. Dylan says, "All right, I think we should go in the back door just in case there's prying eyes."
Yeah, cool. Sounds good.
Sure.
Head around is creaking and generally like powdering dust falling from the roof, various places, and you get around to the back.
Hey, Cody, is that a face in that window?
Shut up.
I'm kidding. Also, I brought something for you.
Was it the Cool Ranch Doritos, Eatos?
Maybe. We'll find
You're
out.
a champion.
What was that?
I don't know. I didn't hear anything. All right. So, can one of you like make a moderately loud noise in like 3? He puts the pinch bar up to the door. 2. And
Callum
And
screams.
as he says it, he just goes and like cracks the door open. Like wood splinters go everywhere. The door creaks open.
I was ready, but you were tense, so I was really wanted to see what you did. But that was novel.
But shouting huzzah.
Yeah, I was expecting like
Get in the house.
a bird.
Like,
Smash something. or-
pinches your ears and
Yeah.
like shoves you towards the door.
To be fair, I misinterpreted the instruction.
Yeah, I was expecting something natural that would blend into like the quietness.
The best disguise is plain sight and loudness in the middle of the night. That's not true. It's terrible. That was a mistake.
Oh, this is cozy.
And you step into the dank, musty, cobweb-ridden interior
Yeah, I don't know if cozy's
of the house. And the door creaks shut behind you. Doesn't quite lock because the lock is now broken.
This reminds me a lot of my oldest sister apartment. I saw it when we helped move some of her stuff.
So, you wanted that story?
Oh, yes, yes.
I actually don't. Maybe not. Maybe.
No, this is perfect. This is
So,
perfect.
Mrs. Holloway.
Gosh.
That's where this place gets its name. And everyone's like flicking on the 1 or 2 torches you actually did manage to bring and like panning around the room. Well, she and her husband used to live here. And they were weirdos, real eccentric. They didn't get out much. But one day, William died mysteriously in the house. And they say that Mrs. Holloway was so struck by grief that she would do anything to bring him back. So she traveled down south, down to, the deep states, the swamp states. She found some dark magic. She came back. And supposedly, she contacted her dead husband's spirit. Ooh. Now, teenagers try this stuff all the time and nothing happens. But supposedly, he spoke to her, and she was so freaked out that she immediately ran upstairs to the attic, locked the door, and stabbed her own eyes out.
Oh, gee.
From hearing a voice, that's quite a reaction.
No, dude, she saw him. She like a spirit. He manifested.
Oh, I see.
God, nothing can shock this guy.
I mean, maybe we shouldn't be doing this, you guys. Like,
No, I want to hear more. What did she do next?
Well, she died.
Oh,
But that's why.
I mean, that's horrible.
The next family came in, tried to move in, but they said there were strange sounds, creaking lights, flickering electricity. Just couldn't live in the place. And supposedly, even at nighttime, people who live in this street look up at the attic. Every now and then, at just the right time, they see Eliza staring out the attic window with blood streaking down her face.
oh, gosh.
Ooh. Oh, I got goosebumps. That was really good, Dylan.
Hey, I didn't come up with it. It's like local legend.
Your presentation was really
yeah, well,
good.
I'm a GM.
Good
What do you
delivery.
expect?
I don't know.
I was like, look around to everyone. Yeah, it's good.
You hear the sounds of like a chain behind you, and then you hear a clicking of a padlock, and Vanessa has like chained around the window and the door, the broken door, and just padlocked it shut.
Why?
Is that so we can find it when we leave?
Well, it wouldn't be a haunted house if you could just run away, would it?
I don't like this anymore, you guys. I think maybe we don't do this anymore.
What, you don't want to finish Zoso?
Well, I do, but I never signed up to, murder. Like the murder house, and it sounds cool to talk about it, and I thought like it sounds like an adventure, but you get here and you think you're gonna die, so maybe we don't. So,
Oh, no, this is great. My heart is really beating fast.
that's what happens before you die.
I mean, maybe. Or maybe not.
Just get it over with.
So who are we going to see first, everyone?
What? I mean, aren't we gonna play?
We're going to see,
Like which ghost?
yeah, her dead husband who died, who knows how, or her.
Oh gosh. Oh no.
I thought we were here to play. Why are we?
Yeah, where's
It's
the
a rite of passage, dude. This is what we signed up for.
I mean, not really.
one page in the
literally
manual?
is really we were like, we're literally going to break into the
Yeah.
scariest haunted house that no one's
play a
been in before.
game.
We're gonna play the game. We gotta find the table where the seance was done.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, this is so much better than staying at home with my parents.
How are you into this? Truly.
It's all about the ambiance and
That feeling in the pit of my stomach feels like I'm gonna turn inside out.
Oh, it's so good, isn't it?
No.
I get that like every time I go on stage. It's like you sort of, overcome it and then it's
Seriously,
It's so
Melvin,
good.
you're definitely gonna be the coolest one of this group. You've already got the looks, and you can actually stomach this. Come on, guys. Backbone. Let's go play.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks, man.
All right, I'll follow behind.
all right, which way?
I don't know. Where do you think like a crazy murderer lady would do a seance?
Basement or upstairs somewhere?
Well, they say she died in the attic, so probably not the attic, right?
Yeah, we saved that place for last,
Does
right?
she have like a
If we
kitchen table or a
survive.
dining room, maybe?
Well, let's find it. Should we split up?
No, definitely not.
What about pears?
Yeah, I'm kind of worried something's gonna fall on my head more than anything.
There are odd numbers. Pairs does not work.
All right, so what about
I always end up on my own.
You are the maths guy.
We are not dividing and conquering.
me and Vanessa, Callum and Melvin, and Cody?
No!
3 pairs.
It's not funny. I'll join Callum and Melvin. You two.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh my god, that's so nice.
What?
Oh, people don't usually respond with that. Okay, let's go.
And you peel off to 2 different doors, gingerly open them, slide them open, and 2 seconds later, Dylan just says, "Oh, it's here. The kitchen's here. It's literally this one." I mean, it kind of makes sense, but yeah, it's right here.
Okay.
I
peek my head into the room we just opened.
It's just a corridor that leads down, like dusty. You hear creaking in the distance.
Cody, following behind, takes the last look down the corridor and just like shut it.
Yeah, window must be open.
And right as you turn to leave the corridor, you hear a...
Oh no, not even.
You're facing Vanessa and Dylan when that noise happens. They're standing like facing you with their mouths closed, and you
So
just
that actually
so
is
you
noise.
turn around and you actually hear like a from down the corridor you're in. What, guys?
There's got
Kitchen?
Yeah, kitchen.
Yeah, all right. So take one last look down the corridor and it's like, I'll be back.
Okay.
We will explore your depths later.
And you go into the kitchen.
Yay.
And on the kitchen table, it's like it hasn't been touched in years. There are chairs thrown back onto the ground and candles burnt out to a stump. In the center of the table is a Ouija board covered in cobwebs.
not even. For real?
Oh,
There's like broken glasses and plateware around the place.
I guess this is where it happened.
But wait, in your story, didn't you say there were people moved in after?
I mean,
Did
look,
they just sort of leave it there?
I don't know, man. I this happened like 60 years ago. I'm just going off with the guys at high school. I didn't actually expect that to be there. I'm going to be honest. I thought they would have cleaned up.
Unless this was set up. You're trying to make me pee my pants again. I know it.
Maybe there's another kitchen. It's a big house.
Well, you said it. You want to play where it happened. Let's just play.
Just remember, this is your ticket to being cool next year.
Oh yeah.
A dusty old Ouija board.
Oh my God, Callum, you're so hot. Melvin, why aren't you my brother?
That's
As well, Callum, as well. I love you. You big old baby. All right, let's play.
Callum shifts over to Vanessa to see how she reacts to him saying that. Nothing.
Indifferent. She doesn't mind her saying that he loves his brother.
come on, Calvin. Let's clear all the glass off. That's not a nice thing to play around.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
This was cooler when it was concept.
A bit of dust particles falls down from the roof onto Cody.
There's too much movement and sound in this house.
And Dylan pulls out a cassette player and places it on the table and presses play, and some like ambient music starts playing, like some spooky music. We need a way to dim all the lights in here so we can get spooked, like candlelit roleplay.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so he starts and he's like, so Vanessa's just gonna like sit on the sidelines and watch for a little bit. And you see Vanessa like pour a glass of wine out of a bottle that she brought and pours Dylan one as well. And then she's just gonna like watch and, work out what's going on. But yeah, she'll play soon, she said.
Okay.
Okay, so
Does she know the rules?
well, she'll pick it up.
Okay. I can it doesn't matter.
start pulling out like the soda to like
Yeah.
rival the wine. The soda bottle's bigger. Yeah.
And we enter Zoso. Oh my goodness, everyone. We have triumphed against an adversary. Now we must rest. It's been a tough time. Hope you're well. How did you fare?
How does Pockets reunite with the party?
It's a great question.
He comes running over the hill like, I've returned. I've come back from my adventure and learned many things.
Oh my god. That is the lamest intro ever. Just a second. Fine. So, Pockets, have you been tracking us for much time? I'm surprised to be delighted to see you. Have you brought back all the money you stole from us? And Katori's tiny flute?
Well, it's funny you say that. I learned many things on my journey away, and one of them was that sometimes it feels better to give truly, not from the thieves of your spoils and reserving what you want for yourself, but giving actually feels good. I've grown a little bit.
I'm glad to hear you finally matured to the lesson I was trying to teach you. You might make a great long-term companion yet.
Oh, did you just get robbed again, Pockets? Where is it? What did you do?
No, I actually learned and grew from my experience.
You did?
Yes, I've developed into a,
Hi, I'm Asha.
Yes, this is Asher.
who's this? And what is that?
Stay away from his pockets. Pockets. Oh God, yes, this is Crumpet as well.
And
Stay away from him for
Katori.
different reasons.
So Katori is busy wrangling Crumpet, your new companion. He likes to wander off in random directions, and he's drooling like a lot. So she's taking, like, kind of leading him by the shoulders, and otherwise that makes her, indisposed for this part of the game.
Good save.
Who's Katori? I could play Katori.
No, that would break a sacred bond.
yeah.
You could play Crumpet.
What's a Crumpet?
Well, a mystical creature from what I hear and see.
You should totally play Crumpet.
Yes, he's a very
Is that
dynamic character.
Gross thing you were just making noises of, Dylan? Yeah, he's like a mentally damaged by a club goblin.
Yeah, we did that.
And you think I should play the clubbed goblin?
Well, the alternative is the
Cody?
Goody Two-Shoes Fox.
That's not very nice.
Look, reasonable. Let's call it even.
I think I want to play Katori. She sounds cool.
Oh,
That's you really can't.
but
Though.
yeah,
Why not?
Well, because you could.
that's someone else's character. You can make your own character.
I don't see them here.
She knows we're here. She might change her mind.
Well, I don't know how to play yet, so we'll see.
What about Asher?
I would prefer if she didn't play Asher.
Asher. Who's Asher?
Well, I don't actually know. Who's Asher?
Oh, he's like and Dylan's eyes like dart down slightly, and he seems just for the first moment like a little bit. He's like a boy, and he's like a witch, and he has a cat, and
Totally
just like
something.
what? Like a boy? That's stupid. No way am I playing a boy witch. Maybe we can like put him in a dress and like pretty him up a bit and turn him into a girl, and then we can talk.
That's not Asher.
I mean, you could just make your own character.
Yeah, it's all about role play and trying to be that character.
Yeah, I think like you just keep watching, we'll teach you how to play, and we'll totally make like an awesome cool character for you. But Asher is definitely he's just the way he is, and she rolls her eyes.
Well, she has a point. I chose Pockets. You chose Celestia, and Oswald. What sort of character would you like to adventure in? Keep in mind, the sky's the limit. We can explore untold realms and fantasy. what does your imagination?
Supergirl.
What?
Literally, Supergirl.
Well,
The movie.
I don't think it's also
well.
theirs.
Yeah, I mean, you also have to start at like a low level, so you won't get like everything.
Like Supergirl when she's just starting.
Well, Dylan?
Yeah.
Or what about like I could lead like a resistance and be this like badass blonde girl and have like a shotgun.
Oh,
Well, you started okay. Badass blonde girl could work. Shotgun.
barbarian
Yeah.
style?
I think you guys should just play for a bit.
Yeah.
I'll work it out.
Okay.
All right, you mull it over and you pick up the vibe as we go.
I'm so glad we're all back adventuring together. It's great to see you again, Pockets and Katori, with your strangely mutilated friend. Everything is fine and we're having fun and it's not kind of weird at all or scary or haunted.
But in actual fact, could you tell me about Asher? Asher, could you tell me about yourself?
Hi, I'm Asha. I'm a witch and this is my woods, but I think Strakrom kind of cursed it and we were trying to deal with it. And these guys fought really well and they showed how strong they were. And
Did we deal with the problem? I can't remember for the life of me.
well, yeah, I'm like a witch. And he looks at Celestia and like laughs awkwardly and blushes a little bit. And then the same at Katori. And he's like, so I'm not as strong as like you two, but I have my kind of magic and that goo that's like pooling in Crumpet's dent. That's a regent. I can use that to track his master.
Oh,
And we can find, the source of the problem.
that's perfect.
Sauce.
And you guys are all bunged up a bunch. So do you want to come back to my hut and
That would be
have a rest
wonderful.
and recuperate? I can make you some salves and attend to, anything you might need.
That sounds delightful after all that. Thank you, Asher.
Yes, tell me, what happened? You look in a bad state.
We fought some demon-looking beings.
Yes, we fought valiantly.
We slayed. We a hero.
And you
Yeah.
kept
Yes,
one
well
to
said,
yourself.
Crumpet.
We fought.
Yeah.
Me and friends fought. We companions. Who are you?
I am Pockets.
We battled for years together, but I took an injury and I lost my mind. But I know they're my friends because we are alive and the enemies are dead.
Couldn't have put it better myself.
Hold up, shake his hand. Hold out my hand.
And he puts his hand out like a foot off to the right to like shake where your hand he thinks your hand is.
I adjust and shake.
Good. Okay. Bed.
Bed? Oh, are you tired?
What sort of beds do hellspawn sleep in?
What's the hellspawn?
Demonic. What are they called? From the
I don't know any of them.
What kind of bed would you like to sleep in, Crumpet?
Soft and fluffy,
Okay.
cuddly,
Okay.
squishy.
Okay.
Do you have one of those, Asher?
Decadent bed indeed.
Well, my bed's made of straw.
Oh.
So,
How
and
many
I've only
beds
got
do you
one.
have?
I was thinking I could throw out some mats on the floor, and I mean, I live on my own, so it's
Sorry, we can make do. It's fine.
Camping is part of adventuring, after all.
all right. So let's go.
Have you
And he
ever been
leaves.
camping? What was his name again?
Crumpet?
Crumpet or
Crumpet.
Asher?
No, Crumpet.
The most important character. His
Yeah.
cat.
Just think of the food, like a crumpet.
Yeah.
But a
His
bee.
face is
See.
crumpled.
That's why I couldn't think of it, because I didn't eat for most of my younger years. So didn't know what a Crumpet was until I was 19.
When I first knew what a crumpet was.
Lie.
No, I was just telling a sad story. You
Like
thought
a-
I was saying that as me?
That was a pathetic story. You have grown in deep pockets.
Well, I've grown spiritually, emotionally, not, through my culinary appreciation or understanding.
We get back to that.
You do. You get back to Ash's hut. Ash cooks up a storm, making you a big stew, magically creating ingredients and just like waving a hand above the pot. Then they just appear and fall into the pot and brews the thing up. And it's delicious. It's a really good hearty meal. And you spend some time. He sits down Crumpet and starts adding some like herbs from shelves, shaking them out into the puddle in Crumpet's dent and stirring them around with a little spoon. Yeah. Because that's where the juices are.
Oh, for the thing.
For the witch magic.
Eating you.
No.
He's got a little funnel in the top of his head now, yeah.
He's
His mouth is connected to his brain.
He says, I'll do my magic. You can all rest. Celestia, if you'd like, you can have my bed. I'll sleep on the floor.
No, I wouldn't dare take your lodgings. We have suitable bedrolls, but it's fine. Thank you, though.
All right. Okay. Sure. I'll take your bed.
So, Crumpet.
And the cat climbs up, sits on the bed. No, gets in. And you all get 2 experience points and a long rest, so you can spend them and level up.
Oh, sweet.
nice.
2.
So yeah, and then we'll kind of move on to the next encounter or thing as the night passes and it comes to morning. The sun rises. All right, I think I've got to lead everyone, says Asher, excitedly waking you all up. The bones and the regents I scryed, and they all indicate a path that I can follow.
Oh.
That's wonderful.
So whenever you're ready, we can gear up and head out.
Great.
Sounds good. Indeed. It's high time we get moving.
After packing everything up, does Crumpet, was he just outside with the brew in his head?
He's inside, sitting in a chair with the brew in his head.
Okay, does he still have the brew in his head?
It's all been used. It's splayed on a table in front of him is all these like goo and bones, and it's all like witch magic, sort of fortune scrying in the tea leaf style stuff. But the tea was made in his dent.
Okay. How are you this morning, Crumpet?
I didn't sleep.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
My eyes don't seem to close.
I actually don't want to offer anything. That's a shame. We'll have to make sure you have somewhere nice to rest when we stop off next.
Yes.
Yes. Your eyes do look a bit dry. You might need to put some water in them, perhaps.
Spit in them.
Nope, I'm not going to do that.
Oh. Okay.
And he grabs a bowl of last night's like old stew and just pours it into his eyes.
Why is it spicy ice?
And he's like trying to close them, but he can't fully blink properly.
I didn't really think you were going to really do that.
You told me to.
I did, I guess, somehow.
Stew is just meaty water.
Okay, I'm going to leave you now. Bye.
And he tags along following you at a close pace. And the group gathers outside and follows
As you
Asher.
sort of walk out and he follows us, sort of like, Crumpet, what have you done to yourself? Just sort of like with like end of rope, sort of like wiping up. You made a mess of yourself.
Thank you, Dad.
Bleed. Sort of like muffling with the rope now. No, not doing that.
It's endearing. This is the first time I've seen you actually be a father figure to someone.
Quit that, you.
No, I think that's it. He takes good care of you, doesn't he? I say to Crumpet, encouragingly.
He wiped the poison out of my eyes, so yes. Yes.
And he shall continue to do so because he cares about you.
I'm good. Okay.
Oh, Pockets, I promise I'll wipe poison out of your eyes as well.
And as you leave the house to head, the deep voice says,
I sense great evil where you journey. And thus, I will have no part of it. I'm staying here and eating the soup.
Oh,
don't die.
we'll miss you. Cat, I can't remember the cat's name.
Its name is Selma. Thanks, Triss.
Stay safe, Selma.
Always do.
Oh, what's the deal with the talking cat?
It talks. All cats talk, apparently.
Yeah.
We can't hear them.
You know cats talk?
Of course not. I grew up around alley cats. Never heard a peep.
They're the worst. They've got a whole crime ring all the way down the east of the country.
They don't speak, though. Don't be ridiculous.
Oh, it's the funniest thing you've said so far, Pockets. Just walk off.
All right, and your journey, and you stride and you follow directions. Asher is leading the way. You wind and you weave through the forest until eventually you reach a rather large-looking clearing in the
It's
woods.
actually interlude. Katori pats the cat, but goodbye.
Okay, sorry. There
you go.
This one is good.
And where were we?
The big clearing.
Kind of useful to have the from the distance input just to keep it going.
You were finding you arrive at a bubbling swamp with oozing purple goo, and the haze is just blowing out of this swamp into the sky. There's ritual implements. There's carcasses of like goats and all these sacrificial animals all over the place. It looks eerie, but you can see at the center of this collection of implements something that is clearly a raised obelisk or offering directly the source, the center of this curse. And you are all aware that, or you just get that innate gut sense that if you ruin that, it will break the spell.
This is a cheerful place, don't you think?
I imagine that this is the source. Not the delicious type of sauce, as in the source of the spell.
Yeah, I think so. That seems right.
There's a lot of S's in that sentence. I just realized.
Well, the origin of the goo, to put it bluntly.
Yeah. So if we clear this, the way to Paradise City will be open.
Great.
Let us do it. For the ducks. And all the other people.
Yes, for the duck.
Oh, duck on coal. I love when I get to go there. I don't make much money out in the woods, though. So, who's going to go wreck it?
How high up is it?
It's ground level. It's like a built-up totem of rope and sacrifices and runes and things.
Okay. I'll do it.
As you wander on over.
Try again. Do you need a sound? Is it a sound?
Oh, did we not have sound? As you wander on over, oh god, that could blow everyone up. Do you want to go low just to...
Woo! Okay, cool. That works.
Am I exploding? What?
Oh, come on,
You making your
Jan.
way over. someone to make an entrance.
No. I run up.
You will not stop me here! And Strekrom manifests in a flash of lightning, explosions blowing around everywhere around you.
Who is this?
And in front of him, a rift tears open, and from the muck, these more of the dread spawn just pull up out of the ground. I will fight you here and now. You will not ruin my plans. I serve the great Valroth. Not Valroth. That's not his name. That's
Vorath.
Sculptor. Vorath. I just said Valroth, which is in between Valrock and Vorath. I was just thinking about the cool new Space Bears Kickstarter, which we mentioned at the start of the video. Deliberate plug or bad cover up, you'll never know.
Go check it out at kickstarter.com/tabletop time/space bears. Maybe. Anyway,
Good.
Maybe.
back into the atmosphere as you were.
Don't you have someone else to bother?
That was just a good spot to end, actually.
Oh, really?
Oh.
I mean, we already pulled it out of the game. It's 10 for 27, and this is a combat encounter that's going to happen.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
It was all planned.
Thank you all for joining us this week on this week's episode of Call to Quest.
Doesn't the time fly by?
It does. That was fun. Good vibes.
Yeah, it's a short one.
You have things up your sleeve, sir.
Explain.
As any good GM.
What
does.
things do I have up my
the
sleeves?
creaks in the bloody house and with Cynthia friggin' Vanessa.
Cynthia?
Cynthia. What's Cynthia doing?
She's a really
back
cool
and
dancer.
popping gum. She's gonna go woo at
Oh, she's going
most
to...
inopportune moments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You reckon that's what's going to happen?
Yeah.
You don't reckon I'm going to go full Stranger Things?
Oh my gosh, Triss found
Full
it.
Stranger Things or like full like American Horror Story?
You know, that would be the funniest way to be like, all right, we're done with Call to Quest because the next season is basically Stranger Things. We're ditching the fantasy adventure and you are all in the real world playing these 80s kids.
Kind of cool.
Yeah, right? And it becomes cool things happen. We might return.
That would
Who
be,
knows?
That would be really fun. Actually.
Yeah, right. Goonies style. There's just a troll.
Yeah, love it.
And a giant octopus.
Let us know in the comments if that's what you want to see.
Or if you'd rather see Pokemon, you'd rather see.
Oh my god! And 40k, we have cool stuff coming up, and they're just the tantalizing things before our next major campaign. But this is gonna be cool because we're like really playing with the versatility of Gateway one step at a time, and then we're gonna test the longevity of Gateway with a campaign.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, we'll fully flesh out the progression, but it's been fun. And because we did wind in slightly early, because that was about to be the start of combat, and that's silly to start combat, that means we'll spend a little bit of time with YouTube chat. So say bye to our video.
Thanks, Patreon.
See you next week.
See you next week. Thanks, podcasters. Please like, subscribe, share. Just post cool clips of funny moments on TikTok and Instagram. Just repost it and link
Let
it
us
here.
know that we uploaded the correct audio.
Be like Brendan Lee Mulligan. What if you played with these guys and then just post that on your TikTok?
Oh, imagine that.
Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
that's all.
Bye, bro.
Bye. Look at that breastplate.